Nah, that's good right there. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Real and Unapologetic Podcast. I'm your host, Rif, joined by my boy C. And today we bring K back, and we got an addition to this special episode for the ladies, and we got A. So A, tell us a little bit about yourself. It's time we put you on the spotlight. Let's tell us about yourself so we can get this show going, because I know people want to hear this topic.
All right, we're just going to go with A, because I'm quite sure that after this discussion, people will know enough about me where I'm probably going to have hashtags and all kind of stuff.
All right, that's what we want to do. Create a culture out of this.
A is good. That's it.
Hey girl. Who's responsible? Is it a tandem thing between the two of you, and or is it the girl's job to get this done? Is it the guy's job to make it happen? Who's responsible for the big bad wolf? Who's responsible?
Well, honestly, I think it's both, and I think that's where communication comes in.
Okay, yeah.
Because and I'm a guy, but you know what? A lot of guys out there just think, oh, okay, I just stick it in and it's good. What works for this woman works for that woman. Oh,
right.
It's not easy. That's where to me that's where the fun comes in, is exploring, learning each other's likes and dislikes, and taking the time to find out, not assuming that, okay, well, this worked on Sherry, I'm going to try it with Wanda. Wanda might be totally opposed. No, don't do that. I absolutely don't like that. So you got to take the time, but it's got to be communication on both ends. You don't like something, you got to speak up. Don't just be like, okay, well, he thinks this is working, and I'll just let him do his thing. Nah, you got to speak up. Hey, nope, that's enough for me.
Yeah. So let me say something. I feel I'm with you 100%. It's both people. You know what I mean? It's the man, it's a woman. Guys running around here, like you said, just coming down like the big dog. I'm about to go hit it, and what you about to go hit, dude? You better got better luck hitting the number. You know what I mean? Like real shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's a mental thing, man. And this is what I want guys to understand. It's a total mental. The foreplay is not even the kissing and the any of that stuff. It's the foreplay is mind. It's working your mind, working her mind, stimulating her mind, making her the object, and making sure she's important. Women want to feel safe. They want to feel secure with you. Even if they got some stuff from the past that they didn't do something didn't happen. They want to know that they're safe with you, so that when they let their hair down, they're free. And that's the main thing, is about freedom. You know what I'm saying? It's like a devilish, devilish spirit. Like she has to be in that mode where she's willing to do whatever to get to that orgasm. You know what I'm saying? And you can't be coming in there cocky, because you got the muscles, or you got whatever flexing, or because you done hit it. Somebody, like you said, hit Keisha over here, and then everybody's different. So you got to spend time and create. It's like a special package. No, serious. You got to create a package deal for that one woman that you're with. Real shit. I know it sounds crazy, but you got to create a special package. Like when you with that woman and you with her for 15 years, I don't care what you did in the streets. When you with her, she becomes, you got it. That's she's the priority. You focus on her needs, her desires, her wants, whatever it is that she wants. The main reason that we got together and we said, let's do this show, because of the stuff that goes on. So I didn't know that there are women that are over that had their children over their 40s and have never experienced an orgasm. I didn't even know that existed. And it's not a bad thing on a woman. And if there's any women that are out there, listen, it's not your fault at all. These guys got to get their shit together. Real shit. I gotta back women on this, because that's as being a man and representing, for men, that's not how it should be going down. You know what I'm saying? Especially you older and you never experienced that. And then you wonder why people are upset and angry, and they started the whole Me Too movement. behind that. Serious. That whole Me Too movement started because, serious. Just think about it. Me Too. They just want something as simple as that. Like you first.
Those are two separate things.
No, it is
like,
two
just
separate
so
things.
It's clear.
But listen, it is two separate things. I get it, but that's just the comedy, and it is. Listen, when you think about it, it is two separate things. But it's like, look, you trying to be this wise guy, touch ass, holler in the office, and we're gonna get to that part too. And you can't even get her to have an orgasm experience. You know what I'm saying? So like serious. I would be frustrated too, man. See, real shit. You got to think about that. If you were a woman, come on.
Yeah, I honestly, it'll be totally frustrating. I mean,
right.
Yes, I mean, I thought about it and I was like, wow, I'm having sex, but there's no finish. There's no resolution to it. And that has to be totally frustrating. So, I mean, I want to learn. I want to learn more about it. Hey, can you expound on it? And I mean, I honestly, I knew that there were women out there who have never experienced it.
Right.
So don't. And I hope you don't mind, but I got a lot of questions.
No, that's why we listen. That's why I appreciate A coming on to share her experiences. You know what I mean? That's real shit. Because listen, I even had to talk with my mother, and it was an uncomfortable conversation to realize some of the shit that went down. And my mom telling me, I'm like, all right, Mom, this conversation's a little, I don't want to hear this from you. But my mom's like, yeah, it's real. That there's guys that, and she said, she was just straight shooting because me and my mom kick about anything. But she said, yeah, there's guys that will come through and that's why I want to get with her experience, because the lying behind it. Why do you have to lie? Meaning that's foul on her, not on her part, but to him. But why do you have to lie to him? Like, explain that. I want to know, like, why, you know what I'm saying? Why the women, that's what my mom said, is like, and you tell me if that's accurate. You guys have to lie to you don't got to lie. You just tell them.
Well, what men need to know is there's a difference between being orgasmic and actually having an orgasm.
And you can't even get up to have an orgasm experience.
There's two different things, because when a person is orgasmic, basically getting to the point where they're moaning, groaning, they're having a reaction based off of what it is that individual is doing, they are getting to the point of orgasm. What typically happens is that a man, they hear the moans and the groans, and they automatically assume that you're having an orgasm.
Right.
It is. You're at that point because of something that he's doing that is getting that reaction. So instead of like flipping the script and doing your own thing, continue to do what you were doing that caused her to have that reaction.
I got it, right.
It happens. It's like, oh, they get excited, or I don't know what it is. And then it's like, okay, think of it as being on a roller coaster. You're going up, 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 up. You're like, it's exhilarating, it's exciting because you're preparing for that drop. Well, if somebody is reacting and they're going up and up and up, and then you flip the script and you stop and you change strokes or whatever, it's going to go all the way back down. And then when you're talking about a woman's area, it's sensitive.
Right.
So pretty much, some people fake it because it's like at that point you want off the ride. You want to be done.
I want to get off this shit. Take the strap off. Get me the fuck off this. Give me the bags, and I'll hold the bags for the rest of the fucking day. Right.
Like, it's sensitive. So it's more of pain than pleasure at that point, because it's like, you got me all worked up, and then it's just like, for what?
For what?
So you kind of are like, okay, well, you know that if you continue to moan and groan or get to that point, it's like he's gonna stop. Mm-hmm. So then it's like, I want off, I'm done, the roller coaster has stopped, the ride is over, and I'm done. I mean, what I found is people are so, I guess for lack of a better word, they're so simple-minded to think that just because you have had children and you've been married, that you've had an orgasm. Well, bottom line is, to have children, it requires sperm and an egg. I mean, it requires sperm and an egg. Yeah. It has nothing to do with the fact of, oh, I had an orgasm and a child was produced. But one thing you can,
Yeah.
I guess, basically get from that is at least one person had some type of pleasure, because you
There
do
was some
have,
pleasure. Right.
but it has nothing to do with that. And then when you
Let me
go ahead.
ask this though. How does that make being a woman? How does that make you feel being with that guy that you're spending that time with, and he's not pleasing you? Meaning, so you're getting the pleasure. Meaning, if you feel something but you don't get to your peak, how does it make you feel just being with him after?
Well, I mean,
But he can't deliver. You know what I mean? You keep seeing the UPS truck pull up and they don't come out with the package. You know what I mean? It's just they just keep pulling up and it just pull off, and you're like, what the fuck? Drop the box off.
If you're in a marriage, I mean, you can't just like cut them off. I mean, women are nurturers by nature.
Right.
We have like emotion and feeling. So sometimes we will deal with stuff because of our love and our care for that individual in the hopes that it's going to get better. But then when it doesn't, it's just like, okay. And if you're trying to like tell them what to do, and it's like, okay, I'm giving you cues, like,
Yeah.
and then it's like, you just go to another page. It's like, well,
so he took the class and still failed. That shit is
game over. I'm done.
Done. But I mean, how long? Tell me how long you went. How long did that last? How long did you do that for? I mean, tell me. You could stop and be like, tell C to blow the horn, blow the whistle. If it's too much, I'm getting too personal.
Blow the horn, C. Blow the horn. No.
blow the whistle.
Okay. Well,
no, tell me if it's
Okay, so like I don't want people to be sitting on here like I'm the 44-year-old virgin or nothing like that. At the same time, I mean it's been a process. Like it's been over time, and it's crazy because like it's so taboo to wait on that individual and wait on things to line up. But there's a book about the wait, actually.
Yes.
But
listen, this needs to go to Supreme Court. Fuck the real unapologetic. No, let me stop. Let's messing around. Come on. No, go ahead.
Yes.
It's taboo to wait, but at the same time, I've learned a lot in that waiting. It's like, okay, I need to not necessarily learn more about me, but it's like, if you continuously do the same thing and you get the same reaction, why do that? The definition of a fool is to continue to do the same thing, getting the same result.
Yeah.
So
insanity.
Why would you do that? So at some point you start trying to pull out things. Okay, so why did this possibly not happen before? Maybe I need to wait. Like maybe I need to, I don't know, go sit on a mountaintop and get some type of revelation or download. I don't know. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like I'm a person that is very vocal and I talk a lot. And if I'm trying to talk you through something, or if I have enough love for you where it's like, okay, so this isn't working for me, and how can we make this better for both of us, as opposed to me being in a situation where now it's just like, I'm just playing a game. It's like, okay, well, I'm not getting anything from this. So now let me see just how much I could do for this individual. And I don't know, it becomes way.
You just become a people pleaser then.
And I guess to a degree.
Yeah, that's what it is. A people pleaser, real shit. Guys, that's fucking wrong, man. That's fucking wrong. Listen. That's fucking wrong. No, listen.
Clarity.
Yeah, go ahead.
So just for clarity, so you have orgasmed before, but you've never orgasmed with a man. Is that it? Or you've never orgasmed at all? So you've never even brought yourself to an orgasm? No. Can I ask why?
You see Kay's face? Kay's like, shit. Kay want to kick the wall or something. You seen that? Like, what the fuck? You know how we hear something when somebody be like, a pin goes into somebody's penis and you be like, you feel the pain? She felt the pain. She was like, I'm like, oh shit. So wait, let's go back to the wait. There's a book called The Wait.
Yes.
That sounds like a horror film for you. What the fuck is? See, what are these guys doing?
No, it's you have to read it. It's
All right. I'm not saying, but I'm just
and
like,
Divine Franklin. It's
okay.
the way,
The way,
like
all right.
there's something to that. I really believe that.
Okay.
Because I mean, what I was doing wasn't working, so why not?
Yeah.
All right, right. So, okay, let me. Have you ever experienced that?
What? Not having an orgasm?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's happened before, but I was with my ex for a long time, and you don't stay with someone for 13 years because you weren't having orgasms. That was my job is my day job is giving constructive feedback. So when it comes to personal life, it's a little delicate of a situation, especially something intimate between two people. And yes, I agree. It is between two people. Like, you have to have some sort of consensus because it's a very intimate act and you really want to make sure that everyone's enjoying themselves. But I will definitely agree. Like, sometimes you just want to get done. You're like tired. I want to take a nap. I want to take a shower. I'm hungry. Like, let's get it over with. I'm not interested anymore in whatever the end result is. But I think if you are really you're in tune with the person and you have a really good vibe, then it's definitely a release. I am also a fan of self-pleasing. I'm not a person that believes that it should be an activity that always has to involve someone else. Like, you have to love yourself enough to be able to do that. So I'm a big fan of that. I highly recommend it.
That's why I asked the question,
No, real shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think there's this stigmatism, and it's definitely what A is saying is there is a social construct around relationships and intimacy and orgasms because it's like we shame women for breastfeeding in public and for talking about sex, and we also shame them for self-pleasing and having vibrators. It's like a normal thing.
It is a normal, right?
And I think we just give a little bit too much weight on one. There's why am I in a relationship with you? This is how I feel. This is how I feel. I don't think I should be in a relationship with someone at this age if you still need instructions.
Right.
Okay.
Real shit.
I'm 6.
Blow the horn. I need that. There we go. Just hit me with the burka whatever. That's how the guys sound. Burka. Come on. All right.
I have friends who are also dating other men, and they give me, we don't talk intimately about details, but a lot of them are like, yeah, it's been a couple of times and so far it's okay. I'm like, just okay? That's not worth the investment of shaving, getting ready, and having that type of intimacy without some sort of conversation about what you're looking for. And I don't know, I'm biased, but I think that's why I'm also always happy.
Because you please, that's why I'm always fucking happy, because I'm cool with the shower. I love, you know what I mean? Listen, it's okay. Let me tell everybody in the world, it is okay to please yourself. Stop letting people shame you. Stop, even if you're in a relationship and they don't want you to do that, they feel like you're taking away from them, you leave them. It's real shit. You should be able to touch yourself. You should be able to get personal with yourself. That's yourself. Love your body. And if you don't know how to have an orgasm, somebody else ain't going to help you have an orgasm. You got to be able to make yourself, have an orgasm first. Yeah. You got to know how your body responds to things. Yeah. Get busy with it.
So it's you should totally edit that out.
No, we gotta listen. I'm fucking with you. Cool. I don't give a shit.
It's I tell my friends all the time. I was like, you don't need a man. You need to want a man. You don't need a man for an orgasm. You just need to want one. You're putting too much. And there's just this also, and this is also a social construct of thinking that a man is the only one that can give you one and should be responsible for it. during an intimate act. Like that is a completely social construct. Like you have to be participating, you have to give directions. Like there's articles out there that 90% of women don't even like they don't reach climax during penetration, and that's like a real fact. Most men don't know
the
that.
vaginal orgasm is one of the most difficult ones for, you know what I mean, for a female to have. That's the hardest. So I mean, you got to get into some anal. You got to get into some, you know, some. No, listen, hey, we on this shit. If your face is frowning, I will black your screen out.
I'm just gonna keep drinking my wine.
Listen,
I just. For everybody has different like
for a female, there's so many different routes you can go. You don't have to just if the vaginal, and I gotta say this for the ladies because they may not know and their guy may not be helping them to produce this. There's so many directions you can go. There's nipple stimulation. You know what I mean? You females can have orgasms off of their nipples. There's you know, obviously oral, which women love. You know, you got the anal as well. There's so many different ways to stimulate a woman, and I'm telling the guys this as well. You got to try different things, and she has to be open to trying those things. And if she's not open to it, then that falls then on the female. She has to be open and willing to try different things to help her get to that, because you know what I mean. She has to, And guys, you have to know the anatomy behind the female organ. You know what I mean? You got to know like where the G spot is, the clitoris. You got to know these things, and if you don't know it, it's gonna be hard.
There's just a little bit of, I think, like an edge of masculinity there, because there's this definition of, oh, I'm a man and I could do all of the things, but like there's toxic and then there's a secure masculinity. It's the ones who really want to know, like, what really does please you?
Right.
Tell me what pleases you, versus like, did you come? And it's kind of like,
and that's what I was saying in the beginning. That's the fun part. That's the communication. You know, tell me if you like this. Does this work? How does this feel? It seems like from, you know, I have women friends and they talk about their frustrations with their husbands or their boyfriends, and it's like they don't take time. You know, one girl was just like, you know, his concept of foreplay, oh, it's wet. I'm going in, and that's it. You know, and I understand that, you know, a lot of people aren't, you know, like me. And when I say like me, like one of my first earliest sexual experiences was with a way older woman, and I learned absolutely
50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, I mean, she taught me that, you know, you be patient, because I'm young. I'm 15, 16. I'm raring to go. But she was like,
look. You look like somebody about to drown. See,
I would like to comment on that. Like, guys would also be like, "Oh, older woman." I was like, "Oh my god, have I really? Is 39 really considered older?" And then I'm like, "Listen, I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of free time to teach anybody anything. I like people to show up already knowing their shit."
Come in with your hard hat and your fucking tool belt, ready to drill. Come in.
Not teaching anyone any new tricks. Like, come in with your own bag of tricks.
Well, you know, let me hit some of these stats so that
that's what I'm saying. Give us some stats and all that. Yeah,
I need to hear these stats and who your sources are. If it's Men's Magazine, I'm going to just no.
If it was what? Men's Magazine?
Men's lifestyle magazine.
No, I took some of these from Cosmopolitan. This one was actually
that's even worse.
I went for everything.
Yo, just go fast.
Let me see what the women are talking about. Let me see what the men are talking about.
Don't get me started on who heads those magazines. Men do not know anything about orgasm.
From all angles. I went to women's magazines. I went to men's magazines. And then I chose a college study. This one,
Playboy.
This was a study done by Yale, I picked this one because they had the largest sample. So they asked
validated.
It was 47,000 people, men and women. They were asking them about sex. So of course they asked men about, have you had an orgasm with your last partner? Of course, 97% of men said yes. Okay, because like Rif said, for us it's easy. We just need a little lube, a little friction, and we good.
It's a wrap.
That's it.
Over. I'm done.
You know?
You know what I mean?
But when they asked the women, only 63% of women said they during their last sexual experience that they had an orgasm. But that number jumped up to 86% if the woman was sleeping with another woman. Okay, so that kind of is telling me that there's some things that women know.
Let's talk more about that.
There's some things that women know that it makes it easier for them to please another woman. And
see, that goes back, but before you go into the other thing, that goes back to what we said when we were talking about, we said we were going to have lesbians on the show, because a woman knows how to please another woman. She knows anatomy, she knows her body, she knows when she's moving, you know what I mean? She knows what it means. So that's that. Yeah, definitely.
But again, to me, that's just guys paying attention, you know?
Education. You got to,
right. Because guys, when guys talk to other guys about sex, it's usually just like, oh yeah, yo, I hit that, yo. And that's the end of the conversation.
Right.
You don't ask, well, what'd you do? Or how'd you do it? What went on? We don't ask questions like that. Oh, I was in there and that was it.
Even the father and son conversation is not sit down. They don't sit down and go, son, you need to take your time with it. No, men don't do that. But that's why I said on the Real and Unapologetic, we open in the discussion because this needs to happen. So then that way it'll change a lot of things, man. The Me Too movement again, we'll just have less Me Too's and
you and the Me Too movement.
I fuck around with it, yo. I know. Listen, it's comedy. You guys gotta love it. But no, go ahead, C. Go ahead. Go back with the stats.
So yeah, and then what was it? And then they said 70% of women have faked an orgasm with their current partner. So at some
that's the highest number, man.
Regardless of how much work we think we might be doing, some women they're not going to come all the time.
Does it tell you it takes a woman in a vaginal orgasm takes her at least 20 to 40 minutes for the average? You know what I mean? For the average woman, that's why that number is so high, 70%. That's because it takes about 20 to 40%, unless you come in there like the woman guru and just I'm just playing.
But that was getting back to my point. That's one thing that the older woman taught me. She was like, because I'm 15, 16 years old, and she's like, no, I'm ready. I'm like, oh, okay, she's wet. It's time to go. And she's like, slow down. It's just starting to feel good to me. Take your time. And she seriously, she taught me like she had written a book on this subject.
That's how it was.
Me lessons.
That's how it was for me.
Pay attention to the woman's body. She'll let you know when she's ready for penetration. She'll let you know when you're ready to do this. She'll let you know when things should be progressing. She'll let you know when things are slow down. And so, I've always paid attention. I've always paid attention to that. And, I don't think most guys do.
My mom, she talked to me when I was young, though. Because I didn't have a dad. So my dad, I had a dad. Everybody had a dad. But my dad wasn't in my life. So my mom talked to me, kicked it with me about a lot of different things, man. She's the one that told me about patience. Be patient. She said a woman will let you know. You never have to ask her, like, yo, let me hit it. You know how guys be on the phone. Yo, you want to let me hit it? You want to let me come over? You don't got to do all that. A woman knows when she's ready. You know what I mean? Be patient with her. And my mom told me that stuff, man. So I went out the gate, patience, like just chill, relax. Just relax. You don't got to move so fast. And guys, man, educate yourselves. It's no different than you educating yourself in business management or, this day trading. You educate yourself, man. It's okay. Learn so you can understand. And that way those numbers are dropped as far as how many women have orgasms. You'll see less women spending time with other women. And I know for men, that's it's getting out of hand. At first, in the beginning, it was cool. Like, all right, you know what I mean? Listen, the side heads, y'all doing this stuff. No, but two women together. I mean, it's getting out of hand because it's like.
Wait, are you saying there's
getting out of hand?
Women becoming more lesbians because men are failing?
Men are failing. I'm saying I'm not agreeing this shit. Somebody told me this shit, and I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that women are choosing to do that on their own, but a lot of women are. I'm gonna try it out because they might hear this on the show and go, you know what? And her friend might be sitting there with her, and then, hey, that's how it sparks. Something happens, boom, and look, if guys step up and they perform like they're supposed to perform and make the orgasm, and not even just the love-making experience, because that's what it should be. It shouldn't just, you should fuck sometime, you should have sex, but you should also make love to that woman. So then that's where you learn her body.
Yeah, why do some women fake it? I mean,
yeah, let's dig deeper in that. Yo, did we touch that?
Yeah.
kind of, sort of, but I want to know because most women always say, "I want a guy that I could be open and honest with about everything," and to me, that's not like being open and honest.
You're not being open and honest.
You should be, if you're really in sync with that person, you should really be able to tell them without any fear, without any worry about hurting the ego or whatever.
That's what I was going to say right there. See?
Hey, you know what? I had a great time last night, but I didn't really get it. Or
step your game up. Step your game up. Yeah.
That's not like no, like we have to normalize these types of conversations. I mean, like even A was saying, she's like, after this, I don't know, more people probably. We have to normalize conversations about like sexuality and just being open about intimacy. And there's just a lot more things that we have to be very honest about. Like you have to eat better, sleep better, not like over exercise. You have to take care of your body, go see a therapist, stop drinking so much. And by the way, talk about sex openly. And that's what contributes to a toxic environment that leads into things like Cuomo's and like the Me Too movements and like the toxic masculinity of protect your daughters when it should be like teach your boys. And these are open conversations that we're not having enough of. And that also leads into like why people are ashamed to talk. And plus too, if you don't know your body intimately enough on your own, you can't communicate that to someone else. That's why I'm like, go get yourself a toy and figure it out so that when you go into some sort of show with somebody else, you know exactly where the instructions are. Be like, here you go, play by play. This is how long you need to be there. This is what I'm looking for.
God damn. That's horrible.
I mean,
no, I get it. I get it. I get it. But it's just I you know what? And the reason why I say this is because I root for my dudes, my fellow men. I root for us, and I like to see us come back into play. And what I mean by that is because when women say, "Oh, a good man is hard to find," or "There's no real men out there," or "There's no this," or like even like this, men can't make me have an orgasm. I look at us as a whole. We are a team. So that's why I wanted to bring this into bring the discussion up, so then that way we can hammer this and put it to so it's gone. So then that way everybody's being pleased. I see a lot more women coming out of their homes happy. Hey, good morning, Sharif. I want to see that. I don't want to see people sometimes they don't want to say good morning to you. And now I see why. Because morning sex is the best. And you should send your wife or your girl off to work with the good morning sex. And I'm sure if she leaves the house and she didn't get off, she's going to be a total bitch and excuse that language. No, she's going to be crabby at the job. You know it. She's gonna be at the water thing. Excuse me.
This is why I have my own toys. I don't need. I know.
Listen, I know we're bullshitting. We're not saying that's true, but you can't tell me that a bad sex day or a bad sex day that you wanted to get off and you're frustrated that you didn't come off a little crabby to somebody. And I'm sure you have. Women, yes, don't lie. So y'all never got into the thing where you're like, no, not with the kids, nothing. No? So y'all just like, all right, everything is good for bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Because I've seen it. See, what you think? See.
Hold on. All I'm getting is I'm just seeing the head shakes.
but see, you know what?
But see,
the
all
same way they.
Only thing I could do is try to, excuse me, is try to put myself in their place. And yeah, I know I would be totally frustrated if I'm having sex and there's no conclusion to it. It's just, okay, you know what? It feels good while I'm doing it, but I didn't get to finish. Yes, I would leave work with. I'll leave for work with an attitude.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They're saying no, but I listen. I've seen women have sexual frustration, and maybe not Kay because she got 92 toys. But, I mean, we talk about the average woman, not the girl that has 92 toys and a big doll at the house. Probably got the closet.
I don't have a doll. Whatever. I may have toys, but I have someone that I like. No. I'm very happy with. But I will say, like, I think one, that's probably a guy thing. Like most guys probably get upset, but like women can get over it. Like we can compartmentalize and get over
stop
it.
right there. Stop right there. Get over.
I'm not gonna act out.
Get over what? Get over. What are you guys getting over if there's no attitude in them? Why do you have to get over something?
I mean, I walked away and be like, oh, well, that was a waste of shaving.
Right.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm not going to go and get in my car and start driving and honking at people. Like,
no, I'm not. But all right, think about a woman who can't handle it, though. So you guys may just have a level of, be level-headed where you guys can handle it in your balance. But what about the girl that can't handle it?
That's why we talk. Like, that's why you got to go. Like, hey, get some sleep, eat some food. Work on your mental health. Get some girlfriends. Like that's why
balance. You need balance.
Yeah, you can't compartmentalize happiness into one
I'm
thing.
In Africa this month.
That's it.
Waiting to see a giraffe.
I know I just met A, but she seems just as reasonable as I am enough to know okay, look at how nice she is, and she hasn't had a regular orgasmic cycle. So we gotta talk about
that is training after 40 years. That you've been trained now.
What?
That is training. You have to. If I went through that shit, like the Navy SEAL, he's a Navy SEAL for 20 years. The first 2 years of camp is fucking hard, and then the rest of it is like, oh, this shit is nothing. So she's been had training. That's training.
Yeah. So that's training. Let me ask the question again, though. So I mean, you said that you've never brought yourself to orgasm. So why? Do you have something? Do you think that you shouldn't do that? Or is just that do you know how? Or, I mean, I'm trying to understand.
I don't think it is that I don't know how. Some things you just don't necessarily have the desire to do or the desire for. And it's not that I don't know how, and it's not that I don't know what makes me feel good. It's not that I can't provide direction. It's not that I can't tell somebody stay there, keep doing it that way. It's just not me. I'm more of I'm too mental to the degree where I'm like, why am I touching myself? That's just me. I'm not saying nothing against anybody that does that. It's just
no, there's women out there like that though. That's real.
That I have myself. I just don't have the desire to touch my body. And I mean, it's not maybe in that moment with my husband or whoever it was, then it's okay, you're in that moment. So you would do more things because it's that's the moment for you to feel free to do whatever it is that you need to do to get to a certain state. My issue has just been, I can give direction. I can tell what to do. And maybe it's just because of my personality. It really seems like it penetrates differently, where it's I'm just talking. I can't fake something. It either is or it isn't. I'm black or white. It either is working.
You're a straight shooter, right? Straight, yeah.
And if it's not, then I'm going to say it's not. I'm not one that's going to be that's just not me. I'm not going to go through all of those motions if I'm really not getting anything from it. But at the same time, maybe because I am so vocal about the fact that it's not working for me, when it does get to that point, maybe it's too much. Oh my gosh, I'm getting her to react. And then it's like, I don't know, but stuff shifts and I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what happened? What happened here? And then it's just like, I go all the way back down and it's at that time, seriously, I just want off. I'm
Right.
thinking about, I could have been cooking, like I had work to do, like I could have.
That's the list start coming in, right?
know, like,
Where's Waldo?
talking to
Do
my friends.
M&M's come in pink? Right.
Like, I could have figured out if my makeup is working, all kind of other stuff. Like, no. But when you do have the conversation, I think men have to get to a place where they're open to constructive criticism, especially if it comes from an individual that loves and cares for you. And her role is not to put you down. But if she's continuing to deal with you, that means that she's okay to work through it. Don't take it as such a shot against yourself that it's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go out here and bang Becky because, you know, I can't please my wife. You know, it's just like, no, it's something that you need to talk about and walk through because nothing is ever perfect. Everything that is worth something you have to put in work.
Right.
And you have to be willing to do that. And if you're not, then, I mean, what's the point? And I think the reason that a lot of women deal with individuals is because they're meeting some other need. We're not totally just wrapped into sex. Right. I mean, it is important. But we're not just like, oh, we have to have sex. And if the sex isn't good, I'm out. No, because we think more about our emotional state. Okay, so this guy may not be able to cause us to climax, but at the same time, I love spending time with him. I love the fact that he makes me feel special. I love the fact that he is a provider. I love the fact that he really ensures that I'm okay. So it's kind of like, those type of things keep you there, but you do want to get to a place where it's like, okay, I'm hoping this time is going to be great. And then it's like, well, and then you find yourself going to your different poles or your different areas of the bed. And it's like, well, you can still touch me. Like, I'm not mad to the point where I don't want you to touch me. But at the same time, it's like, just listen to what I'm saying and not take it as a shot against your ego. Like, I'm not challenging your manhood. I'm basically just telling you that you're not pleasing me. And maybe you were with other individuals prior to. You can't base me off of the other people that you were with before, because what worked for her is not going to work for me. I mean, every woman is set up differently. But at the same time, you have to be willing to deal with that. You know, like, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, may work for some people, but it's like others slow, slow motion.
Give me that horn, baby. I need that. There we go. No. Listen, that was, I had to stop with that. That was 100%. That was 100%. Like, and guys, I hope they take that and take it and make, assess yourself, man. Like we always say on this show, assess yourself, step outside of yourself and think about what A just said. You know what I'm saying? Like if she comes, whoever it is, they come to you, your lady come to you and put your ego down. Just like I tell my guys, right, leave your ego. I tell my guys out in the field, I'm like, look, egos are not necessary inside this building. We are doing the job together collectively to come out, everybody successful. That's the same thing in the bedroom, man. You want to come out, everybody has a successful evening, successful night or whatever. So guys, take that into consideration, man. And put your ego, put it outside the bedroom, man, for the night. Your boys ain't around. Nobody going to clown you. Nobody's going to say nothing. Just listen to her and watch her move. Yo, you got to study her. Like my boy Marcus and Boomerang said, you got to study how they move, man. You got to study them. And that's, women are an art. And that's, listen, women. Y'all don't pay attention. Guys, study them. Trust me. You have to watch them and study them. You'll learn a lot, man. Women are very creative and amazing. Serious, real shit. They're amazing creatures, man. Just like, but it can't be your ego can't be the only thing in that bedroom or in the room or anywhere. And that's why we got the issues with these guys today. Like we'll get into that later with Cuomo, because that male ego, man, that shit gets in the way of a lot of things. And we're seeing this. It gets in the way of orgasms, it's getting in the way, and starting, just listen. We got to make sure we take care of the woman. That's what I want to say. So this fucking fly. Listen, I'm like the Pink Panther tonight. Yo, remember that episode C with the Pink Panther and the fly? Yo, that's funny as shit. Yo, but man, let's keep it real.
Next joint is a little, I guess, education for some of the guys that are watching the show and they're still in the dark talking about what? She didn't come? Get out of here. They got to understand that there are stages to a woman having an orgasm. There's the excitement stage where that's the kissing, the touching, finding out about her body. She's telling you what she likes and doesn't like by her movements, her sounds, But then every woman and men too, there's a plateau stage where everything is feeling real good. You're getting that muscle tension in, your body is responding. And sometimes if a woman stays on that plateau phase too long, like A said, hey, that took too long. Now I got to back down. I got to go back to the excitement stage again and hope that you can reignite that fire.
Yeah.
So you got I think it's all about paying attention.
Right.
And like I said, the woman will let you know when it's, hey, I'm ready for a little bit more. I'm ready to have some penetration, whether it's your finger or
whatever it is, right?
Sex now or whatever. She'll let you know. And guys, you can't, like you said, leave your ego at the door. There's absolutely nothing that says that you always have to be in charge of that department. Let her tell you what to do sometimes.
It's fun.
It's fun. You're learning. You're like, okay, she really likes that. Now I know. Okay, I'm learning here. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do that again next time and see if I get the same response. Then after the plateau phase, then comes the orgasm. But like Kay and Audra said, every guys have to understand that every woman is different.
Audra just, you said her name. She looked like I'm fired.
No, every woman is different, and guys just get it into their heads. Oh, all I got to do, I just got to stick the dick in, and everything is okay. That's it.
Listen, what I say is this: if you don't get a grilled cheese afterwards, she ain't wake up and make you no breakfast, man. You ain't do your job, man. I'm serious. Listen, that's serious. If you don't be like, you want a grilled cheese, listen, something, get your Butterfinger or something, man. You ain't do your job, man. Because women are natural. They nurturers. They're givers, and especially when you please them, they're ready to give you. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not getting none of that stuff, man, listen, buddy, you ain't doing your shit, man. And I don't want to freaking put the guys, but I gotta be real, man. Listen, guys, stop running around telling these stories to your dudes that you're putting it down and you're laying it down if you're not laying it down. We got to be real, and that's when OG like myself, the woman guru, will come in and tell you, my brother, come high. No, let me stop. But we can kick it. We can talk. And that's what I'm saying. I like kicking it, man. We can get intimate as far as the conversation. We can talk and you tell me what's going on, how your woman and whatever you want. Hey, she ain't reacting to this, and we can kick it, man. Trust me. That's what we need to do as men. Women are doing it, guys. That's why they're ahead of the game. But they're not doing it in all areas, and I have to say that. They're not talking about everything that they need to be talking about. Because women don't handle every department, and we know that, but we're not going to mention it. We're going to wait till another show, the Blow Show. We're going to wait till the show.
Don't need a man.
We're going to call it.
Only want one.
We're going to call that the Blow Show. But so that's the thing, man. So like I said, yeah, we got to open this discussion. It's okay. Kids start kicking it. This is the conversation that need to be had. You know what I'm saying? This is the stuff that need to be talked about so that we all on the same level, everybody's satisfied and happy. And my thing is, why have sex if you're not enjoying it? And I wouldn't do the shit. You know what I mean? Real shit. If I'm not getting fulfilled, I'm not doing the shit.
It feels good, though. It still feels good.
It feels good, but listen, the key to it is we supposed to oh, that's one of my guys. All right, no, we're supposed to. No, this is real and unapologetic. I run a business. This is what the fuck I do. Hey, I answer the shit right here and tell him, listen, look, I'm recording this person. He might need some
It's
help.
like 8:30 at night.
Right. One of my guys, he might need some help. Like, look, listen, brother, you know, you calling me this, you should be in the bed with your lady. You know, worrying about you gonna get
Probably
paid
looking
Friday.
for hints.
Yeah, but no, listen. No, real shit. No, we have to. It's not something you want to do. It feels good, but like A said, after that up and fucking down shit, you ain't gonna want to do that. It's tiring. It's like, all right, I'm fucking do this. We're gonna do this, and then take you up, and then come back down. Take you up, come back down. The satellite never gets to space, man. It never gets there. It's just, you know what I mean? Crash launches. So, hey, I get it. I feel A's pain. I feel, you know what I mean? And I respect her for doing that. And I respect her, whoever the dude was. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. Hey, you know, buddy, you ever watch this? You know, take some notes, man. Take some notes. No, serious. People got to listen. This is what this is all about, taking notes. And that's what we're doing and opening the discussion so that way we can all learn from each other. That's what it's about. I'm listening to K. I'm listening to A. I'm listening to C. You know, it's to learn from each other, man. It takes a village to raise a child. And we're still children, man. We're still all growing and learning. It's okay to learn. People are afraid of like, yo, I'm this age. I don't need to learn that shit. Yes, you do. Obviously. You know what I mean? So
I will do witness because I do have friends who are dating guys that are in their 30s and 40s. Even in the early 40s, guys still don't know what they're doing. And that's terrible. And I'm sorry. Like, I'm so glad I'm not dating that person. But
guys, get the older lady.
Ask your woman if they're happy.
That's willing to teach you. You know what I mean?
Not me. Don't swipe on me. Don't have time for that. That's another thing too. It's like no one has time. It's not like there's no such thing as charity sleepwear. Like we're not gonna come over and teach you all this stuff. I'm not invested in that. I don't have time. I'm busy. I'm a busy dog mom.
So Kay's out. She's good with the 92 toys and the stuffed doll. So A says she's in. I seen A raise her hand. So, listen.
No.
That was no. Okay, so they don't want to teach fellas. So this is something you need to learn. You know, if you didn't get it at 40, listen. Like I said, call me and see. We'll talk. We'll rap to you, man. We'll rap to you. We won't want to leave our brothers behind.
I'd be happy to pass. I'd be happy to pass the number of the guy I'm seeing, and maybe he can share better tips.
Yeah. So let's.
I mean, people need to know that foreplay does not happen in the bedroom. It happens before the bedroom.
Right.
So somebody is reaching out to the individual and saying, you know, I'm thinking about you today, or something like that. I mean, it kind of primes her up to that point, so that when she gets around you or when she gets home, it's like, okay, I'm ready. You know, let's do this. Let's make this happen. Or, you know, for women that desire flowers or something like that, just send her flowers or something, you know, just to let her know that you were thinking about her.
Get her ready.
It's more than just, okay, we're at home, you know, it's 8:00, the kids are in the bed, you know, let's get it popping. I mean, okay, that doesn't work all the time. I mean, there has to be something that is given to make that person feel desired. Women want to feel, ultimately, they want to feel desired. I mean, if you don't feel desired, then it doesn't really matter. You can do all kind of stuff in the bedroom. If they don't feel desired and that you really value them, they're not going to perform in any way. I mean, it's like, okay, well, it's dry, you know, whatever the case may be. But, you know.
But that works.
Agreed.
That works both ways too, because, you know, a lot of women always leave it up to the guy to make the first move sexually. And after a while, you know, guys are like, yo, does she really want this? Does she like this? That's why I'm saying a lot of times, you know what? Hey, sometimes you come on to him. Sometimes you say, hey, let's get this going. You put the hints out there, you know, but a lot of people get those, you want to call them traditional roles. But some guys are open to that.
gonna squash that. Like, first off, what kind of hints do guys need other than when can I see you? Like, I don't understand, like, what is more direct than pencil me in. I don't understand. And so they're like, oh, I'm not sure. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna find someone else that pays attention to me, whatever toy I have or whatever swipe is happening there. Like, that's the thing, is like, what kind of hint do I have to like send you a calendar invite and put it on your calendar and be like, oh, I'm doing something Friday. Like I don't get
on,
like
what kind of hints?
In this day and age, okay. In this day and age,
do I have to send like smoke signals?
That's what you're talking about, because a massage sometimes just ain't a massage. And guys, guys be like, okay, does she really want a massage or she trying to?
You gotta be sometimes it gets
in this day and age.
No, K is just talking about she putting it out there. Dude should know what's up. Like, yo, I want to see you. When can I see you? Boom. I
have a friend that literally is like, hey, I want to come and see you. And the person's like, okay. And these are text messages. So to me, I'm like, well, that's a yes. And she's like, no, he just said, okay. Like, fine. It's great if you don't come. Like, it's indifference. So I think like there's not enough, like, when women put themselves out there, there's still like that kind of narrative
just say,
of shame.
Why don't y'all just get nasty with it? I want to suck your man. Come, hey, what's up? Listen, just that's what C is saying. C is like, hit him up and be like,
no. But even if you do that, it still doesn't do anything.
Yes, they're still like dumb as.
What fucking guy does that? Like, come on, that's.
Plenty of guys, trust me. Like,
so you say I want to suck you, and he goes, well, I'm not in the mood right now. I'm just gonna get the fuck.
I'm not gonna put that on a text message. Like,
right.
I haven't. Like,
I'm just saying, you guys, women have to. You guys can't be afraid to get a little nasty with it over the phone. You want a guy to be like that. You got to lead the trail. You got to lead the little popcorn trail, and you got to get a little nasty with it. And it's okay. It's okay to get nasty because guys like that shit too.
Depends on the guy though, because I've had. He was like, "You're too much. Like, it's too much initiating. Like, allow me to come."
That's ain't a guy. It's not a guy. It's a girl. It's a guy. That's a. I don't know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you try all kind of things and it just doesn't work. So, I mean, at some point, you just say, you know what?
But then, as a woman, you got to start reading into some shit, and you got to understand that. Sometime, if that's what you was gonna say, Kay.
I was gonna say, like, no response or slow response is a response, and so like I think like the more people like, and so women tend to we have narratives in our head where guys are like, as you guys said before, like we're very simple, like we'll say yes, but for us it's like, so like, do you want to hang out or do you not want to hang out? Like, I think there's just like a little bit of like I think people are like, well, it's so much easier for women because women can literally have sex whenever they want. All they have to do is say, I would like to have sex. But like, no one is going to do that and be like, hello, I would like to sleep with you tonight.
I mean, it depends on, I think, how far you guys are into the relationship, because maybe guys are timid. They don't know what to say. They don't want to seem, that they're going too far, and then she says the wrong thing. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what they're on. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're not sensing things that like, all right, damn, we're at this stage. It's okay for me to say this to her. Maybe they're timid. Y'all got them timid. Y'all doing all this marching and all this shit. They scared. They see Cuomo up there. He can't say you got a nice dress on. He's getting fucked over. I mean, guys, y'all have guys by the balls. That's why I kept my balls. I keep mine in a shelf and lock them up, so I'm not giving my shits up. Listen, you give your balls up, it's a wrap. You see, they took Bill Cosby balls. They took R. Kelly's balls. They took they took a lot of these guys' balls. They just snatching balls, man. See, you see them snatching balls.
Yeah, so
they run around the ball snatchers. They just like, give me them balls. You don't need no balls. And the guys are just standing there going, and now he's got to talk soft. And you're like, and then you got the guy. He got his ball snatched because you said, hey, I want to suck it. And he's like, no, his balls are gone. He don't have balls to be like, yeah, I'll be right there. His balls are gone. Guys got their balls are gone. Y'all got to stop snatching balls. And I'm telling y'all are scaring guys. I think that, see, what do you think? Guys are scared. See,
Guys are scared.
see, and growing up, we wasn't. Get the fuck out of here. If you would have heard a story like me, like a girl said that, you'd have smacked me in the chest or smacked me in the face and be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I mean? We were not bitch-made men. There was no bitches. We didn't grow up like that. So I don't understand these guys where you can't tell a guy, like, yeah, I don't understand that shit. I don't understand. I don't come from that era. So
it's like you said, it's especially in this day and age, guys because I hear this from a lot of guys. They like, yo, I don't know if I can say anything to this girl because I don't know how she's going to take it. If I just want to get to know a little more, but he's seeing somebody else approach the woman and she's like going to HR on him, you know?
Right.
And all he did was say, yo,
so you shouldn't be like, I'll raise the HR flag since I'm in HR.
She's HR like, and a feminist. You fucked up.
Why are you?
Come on.
Why are you hitting on so? I think like there's just a line of so that's why I always talk about like the positive masculine. You have to be a secure masculine to be able to say, I would like to see you. Or I'd be really
Is that okay at the job
though?
Is that okay for a guy to say that at the job at a professional engagement?
It depends if they have a
so it's not okay. So a guy can't. So no. Just listen. So Idris
it's fine.
Idris Elba worked at you guys' jobs.
If that guy is the manager, like whether it's male or female, if you are asking your subordinate out, like you're wrong. Like that is crossing a line. That is very clear. There are lawsuits. There are things that are out there. Like you are using a position of power to ask for some reciprocation, whether it's reciprocal or not. Like if it's consensual, you're still in a position of power.
All right, but so what if they actually happen to find each other attractive and they're into each other? So you're telling me they can't go there?
Somebody has to quit. My mind.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
Always the lady that quit. The female is always the one that quits. It's historical. It's historical data that it's the person that is usually that has to leave their position in order for the relationship to work out. The female is usually the martyr of that. It is something that is, I think, like part of the narrative.
Y'all tired of that shit?
I've never had to do that, so
no. But I'm saying y'all tired of that shit. That y'all are like, listen, we done with that shit. We gonna snatch balls and.
I don't entangle myself in any of the relationships that like one compromises who I am and two compromises my career.
No doubt.
But I will say it's like I think most people will find themselves in a vulnerable position because like intimacy, like like A said, like people want to be loved, they want to be seen, they want to be like desired, and sometimes a human emotion like love is very powerful, so it makes you abandon a lot of things. Right. I forgot who the comedian was. It's called her stand-up said something about STS, sexually transmitted stupidity. And I think it's so true. God, who was the comedian? But she talks about like how the type of intimacy sometimes makes you do a lot of dumb shit.
Real shit.
And I think like you have to be like real adults to be able to understand the difference between right and wrong. You as a manager in a position of power should not be hitting on anyone, not just your employee, but anyone that's at some sort of position that you have power over and influence over.
So if you both in the mailroom, it's okay.
Like my HR ears are so unhappy.
Listen. Hey, I gotta ask these things because if you're both in the mailroom and you both have the same position, you can't do it either. You can't say, well, I'm feeling you and so no.
I shouldn't say that. So my ex and I actually did meet at work. We were in the same position. Our company.
Give me the horn on that one. Give me that one.
I know. I hit on him, which is you like.
See, give me the horn. I tell you. See, you gotta go for the horn. At see, you just the horn. Let me get some of that horn, baby. That's that.
Let me. ask you a question from the HR experience, though, okay? Because I've experienced one of the jobs that I had. There was a strict no tolerance towards sexual harassment, or and but at the same time, it seemed like the women was.
Oh, women do the shit all day. Women do the shit all day. I got a story too about that. See, go ahead.
I'm at work, and some of the stuff that some of the women said to me, it was like,
yes.
Now, and I always try and flip it around. If I would have said that, I would be in HR office trying to explain myself.
Right.
But women, a lot of times, feel free that it's okay. I had a woman come up to me at work one day, and she's telling me how, my husband is in Las Vegas. And this wasn't like we were having conversations or what. We just happened to work together. And then out of the blue, she just like, my husband's away at Las Vegas, and I got the kids over at my grandmother's house. I could use some company tonight. I'm like, wait, what? Just like that?
That's like that. That's how it works, boy.
Ugh.
Now, if I would have done the same thing, wouldn't I be in the HR office?
Hell yeah! So here's the thing. I think so. That's another social construct thing, because of the narrative of a lot of there's always been the aggressor has always been the male, and so that narrative is so predominant that it's very rare that men, one, report it, and two, are not welcoming of that type of attention.
We leave shit be.
Yeah, but that's the problem. I think we as a society have constructed these gender norms and gender construct of who should be the recipient of that type of attention. And so when women receive it, it's considered an invasion of a boundary. But when men receive it, the assumption and the belief is that men love that attention. And I think that's the problem, is we have literally written these are centuries and centuries of social construct that, no matter what type of HR policies and procedures you write, it's still going to keep surfacing, because these are learned neurological behaviors that we have to consistently talk about to unwind. And I don't know the science of it, but it's that shit's wrong.
It's
you
wrong.
Shouldn't have it.
Because women hit on men all the time. It's
inappropriate, and it's it needs to. We can't keep saying men need to be better. Women also need to be better in terms of how they talk to men. They also need to be better at how we react towards those types of attention. And we also have to have really sincere conversation of how are we raising both women and men. And I don't know, I'm very passionate about it.
It's I think across the board, there should be just a one-way street. It shouldn't be this person can do this person. No, everybody should follow the same fucking rules. Same rules. If a woman, listen, women do all kind of shit at the jobs. I've seen it. They be wild. I'd be like, what the? Really, they be wilding. But like I said, men, we leave shit be. We don't say anything. That's our fault.
I will validate it. So in HR, we say if it's not documented, it didn't exist. And so because so many harassment cases go undocumented, data is very skewed to women. And so that's why it's really hard, because it's here are women reporting it, but they're telling the story that it's happening. People don't believe it. Right. But then there's these other stories that are not being reported that people believe.
We got to start listening. And I don't want guys to start doing that shit, because see, that's the thing. I shouldn't say that. If you feel harassed as a man, report the shit. But that sounds to me is why you don't got to report the shit. She was hitting on you, whatever. All right. Exactly. And we leave it be. We're cool with it, because we don't have to go there. We're like, all right, cool. I get it. Listen, that shit happens all the time. I get these, and I don't want to,
because he's a pussy, right? If he does go,
if that's what we're gonna look at him he's a pussy. If he's in the office and he's standing there,
that's the narrative.
And we look in the glass and we see his ass. Yeah, we see him standing there. We're gonna be like, look at this punk ass motherfucker. Tell him. We gonna say that shit. I know I am what the fuck is wrong with him? He's fine.
That's the
thing. So we're gonna be like, what the fuck is wrong with him?
So that's your instinct, right? So that's your instinct is to be like, what the fuck is he doing? But really, that is the problem. You have to
Unless she
pause there
violates
and
his
really.
space, unless he's married and she just keeps because there's women like that too that will keep pushing, and they know you, man. You got the ring on, you got the big joint. It says married on your shirt. You got your girl's name on a car, and she still pushes. Like, what's up? What's up?
There's a science around harassment, but it starts with a small act and it builds up into an actual assault. And once it may not happen to you the entire narrative, but once it happens and you get away with it, one day it becomes it turns into an assault. We all have that. That's a human trait. It's like we see what we can get away with. You have to put checks and balances in place because without that sort of like, oh, you shouldn't be doing something like that. Like someone's gonna do it one day, and it's gonna be on someone that was probably
honestly, if guys start coming into the HR offices, you will see women do this shit. There's a lot of women that do it. Real shit. I was literally sitting in Milwaukee.
That's show.
I know, but I was sitting in Milwaukee.
What guys don't talk about.
What guys don't talk about. And five women just came up and just, hey, are you okay in here? And like, I'm away from everybody. I'm in the back. They got to come find you through the glass and shit. Women will hit on you all fucking, and they do this shit. And trust me, if I worked there, it would have been worse. They pinch your butt while you're walking down the stairs. I done seen women pull their dress up while I'm walking down. And I've never asked for this shit. Real shit. This is real shit. They've done shit. I look at them and I'm like, yo, she just...
But there's still a physical boundaries.
Yeah, I mean, but the work environment is the work environment, people find it. That's why you got the little office jokes where they be like, this is my office husband, my office wife, because that's what people have, because they play around. People play in the office, real shit.
Yeah,
listen, working in the hospitals, I've seen so much shit, man, that you know, you got the RN, the director, them seeing each other, and they got, listen, that's fucking happen. That's why all that shit happens in the work environment, because they spend so much time together that they start liking a person. They like their personality. You spend more time at work than you do with the people at your home.
We're all humans first. That's why we put a lot of like controls in place so that these types of interactions do not turn inappropriate. But like the human tendencies it still can be borderline inappropriate.
Right.
But like, my ex and I met at work, but we were the same level, okay? Like I didn't have any power over him.
So that's what all right, so let's go back to that. So you guys did meet at work then. So and were you in HR at that time?
No.
Okay. I don't want you to tell on yourself. All right. So we'll get off that. No, real shit.
Is actually looking at this show.
Right. He might just and be like, oh shit, and then you just told all the fucking stuff. Now let me stop.
I think we always have to remember, like, work is work. Like it really is like a place you spend like 75% of your time. But like that's exactly why like we have these like controls in place to protect people from all of and unfortunately that's why people choose to leave their jobs, because they want to follow their heart, and we're all human, and you want to be with someone. I mean, sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't.
It don't work out. Normally, it don't work out. Let's stop bullshitting. It don't work out. Office love and fucking. I seen it. Yo, real shit. They got caught on the cameras. A friend of mine called me one day, and they were like, "You wouldn't believe this. They went in the break room and they had sex at the fucking job. They got caught in the cameras, yo." And I'm like, people they don't give a shit about their rent. They don't give a shit. They like, fuck it. I'm pouring right now. Boom. And listen, control yourselves. People, get your shit together. Control your shit. You know what I mean? Like, stop.
Two women on the show, there's some questions that we got to ask. And I may not have asked it in the appropriate way, but it's why do some women weaponize the pussy? And when I say weaponize it, it's like, you know what? If you don't do this, you see when the next time you're going to get some of this. Or if you don't buy me this thing, you ain't going to get this.
Yeah, see, you're right. I'm glad you said that shit.
So I'm just asking.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, what's up with that?
What's up with that?
I mean, personally, it doesn't bother me
Don't
because
wait.
I take the power right back. I'll be like, all right, I'll just use some. I'll get some lube and I'll be all right.
No doubt.
It's not that we.
I think
anything.
I think,
but we see it all the time. I got a friend. He's taking care of a woman and her kid. And if he doesn't do something, she's told him in front of everybody else. Oh, you can't. I won't say the name because then they'll know what I'm talking about. But if you don't take my kid out to so and so, you ain't getting none of this. She said that in front of everybody.
She'd have got left. No, with me, I mean, I'm totally with the. I don't bullshit. Yo, you can't. I'm gonna let y'all talk, but you cannot. Women should not, and women, you take my advice, do not weaponize and use it as a weapon, your pussy. It's not for that. You know what I mean? And a counselor, you go to counseling, they will tell you that. You go to the pastor, your pastor will tell you that. That is, especially when you're married, that is a part of you guys' intimacy and the lovemaking and everything. That has nothing to do with because he didn't do the trash or didn't put the garage door up and you're going, that shit's crazy, man. And if you do that, I think the guy should be able to get the fuck out. Honestly, the guy should be able to get out this marriage if he's being treated like that. That's abuse. Like, honestly, he should not have to go without sex because she's got an attitude about something you didn't drop the kids off, so I was late to work. That isn't involved. That don't have nothing to do with sex. And people, women weaponize that. And So have you guys ever weaponized your punanis?
So rude.
Listen, it's already rude. I just put a little more on it. It's already.
I'll insert my little feminist thing again, but I think that's also a social construct. Like that is a social construct of people saying that women can be. So one, I need to like you to be able to put that boundary down and be able to be intimate with you. So if I'm pissed off at you, why would I even want to do that? That's one thing. But that's not that, but withholding something from your partner and not being able to share some of your frustrations, I think one, it's narcissistic, and people that are controlled by that type of behavior, that's a toxic relationship.
That is.
I think that's my. So it's I think when you say oh, well, I'm going to withhold this, there's a whole conversation you need to have about why are you even doing that? But if somebody does not feel like being intimate with a partner and they're identifying some sort of act, there's probably something else that's going on that they're upset about. That's a whole reflection of the relationship.
And that's the reason why you should escape immediately. You know,
I'm trying to remember if I did use it when I was younger, but I'm no, if I didn't want to sleep with you, I didn't want to sleep with you. I'm gonna go get a snack, take my toy out. I would be joining. That's how I am. I'm not one of those guys. Listen, she get the toy. Let's go play. I'm with it. I'll use the toy for you. I'll use it. Come on. Yo, you got to get in where you fit in. Guys, stop being scared of that shit and being intimidated by a rubber ducky. Serious. You wasn't afraid of the rubber ducky when you was a kid? When your mother It's a rabbit. It's a rabbit. It's not a rubber ducky.
The rubber ducky? I never had a fucking dildo in my tub. It was a duck. What are you talking about? I was talking about a real duck. Rubber ducky. All right, but see? All right, but no, real shit. So, yeah, you can't be intimidated. But, yeah. Hey, you got something to say about that? Why do you guys weaponize the punani?
I don't feel like we weaponize anything, or I can just speak for myself. I don't weaponize that. I'm with Kay. If I don't want to have sex with you, I'm not having sex with you.
Well, is it out of because you're upset at him?
No, it doesn't even have to be that I'm upset.
If you're just not in the mood, I get it.
Yeah, sometimes.
So why do, all right, now that y'all said y'all disagree, you say you don't weaponize it. So what do you think about men when men say they're just not, because they're focused on a project and they're really into the project? I get like that sometimes. I get caught up in the projects and I'm into the project and I don't want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I want to get this done. And women will take offense to that. That, you know, that you're not putting them first and the project means more. I've heard that before. Like, oh, you know, that man is more than me. And so why is that an issue?
I think it has to be a mutual give and take. I mean, honestly, okay, if you don't want to, hey, I'm going out with my friends or whatever. If that individual does not want to have sex with their partner, then you need to respect that and be okay with that. I mean, because realistically, every day, people are just not necessary, or women, or me. You just don't want to have sex every single day. Like, okay, you know, sometimes it's like, I'm cool, I'm good.
Hey,
see, let me whisper to you.
I cannot wait for you to have you.
There's some bullshit going on. See, they are. This is when women stick together. See, do not believe any of this. I was just whispering to you. See, this is just for you. See.
Yep, I hear you.
I agree.
But see,
it's my daily plug of I don't need a man. I just want a man. Like like women don't really need to have sex with you all the time.
Yeah, but I'm not saying, okay, you know, it's understandable. You know what? You don't want to have sex today. I'm fine, and I can understand that. And look, no hard feelings. I understand this might not be the right time, but I'm talking about women who. Some women use it as a bargaining tool, and that's what I'm talking about.
Right? Yeah.
You know, don't use it as a bargaining tool. I mean, I've heard women say, "Well, you know what? He came by and washed my car, so I think he deserves some tonight." Because he did something out of the kindness of his heart. He came by and washed your car. He deserves some.
Right.
We talked about this in the last podcast.
Right, look,
I was on.
no, real
like
quick.
Love languages, but yeah.
Real quick. This is Joe. It's called Sex Ain't a Weapon. I want to just look here. Let me see. So basically, the song's called Sex Ain't a Weapon, and he's saying in the song that she's punishing him because of something he did. And that's, so if this guy, you know what I'm saying? Not saying Joe's like but he's like one of the R&B kings. I mean, and obviously this is going on. It's not just me and C experiencing it. You got Joe, and you got a lot of men that experience it.
So we weren't saying that it wasn't going on. We're saying that
you two don't do it.
Don't have that issue.
See, because I want to say this to you again.
I just see something in the relationship as to why she feels like that's the only way to communicate. I mean, because realistically, women are emotional creatures. We all know that. We are very verbal. We can basically let you know what it is that we desire. Men, y'all don't talk. So oftentimes, if the woman is feeling some type of way, the one that is withholding, she's feeling some type of way, she feels like the only way that I can speak to him is through that area. So then she withholds that. Is that the right thing to do? No, but oftentimes it gets a response or it gets a reaction.
Attention.
So how do you know it gets a response or reaction if you've never used it?
I'm talking about.
You're just saying like if
in general, like,
hypothetically, like if it was you and wasn't you.
We have friends that go through stuff.
All right, so you have friends that do it. Okay.
Right.
So you see it happen. You see it go on though.
Yes. I mean,
okay. All right. That's what we're asking. We're asking, do women use sex as a weapon? We didn't say we want you to tell the secret.
No,
I mean, like, I agree, and you probably asked the wrong two women to kind of give experience on that, because I'm like, listen, we're probably a little too mature for that, and that's not something. And I'm trying to like think back, like, have I ever done that? No, I just straight up just don't see you. Like, I'm not in. I have no problem moving on with my life, but I think like there's just this kind of like, you're in a relationship, so you should be able to sleep with me on demand. Like, we're not like, intimacy should not be an on demand type of thing. Like, if I think like a conversation that people need to have is, hey, how often would you like to have sex? Some people like it once a week. Some people like it every day.
But I don't think that's
and I
you can
think,
be accurate with that though.
but
That's not,
but
because
you can't be accurate.
it's not.
But you
That's
also
not something
can't.
you can say like, "Hey, let's have sex."
But you can't.
How many times you like it? Because with a person, you may
You
want
can't
it more
expect
with one
someone
person.
to sleep with you if
No,
they're
I'm
upset
saying.
with you.
No, I
Like,
know that, but
I
what I'm saying is this: that you can't put a number on something, because each individual is different. So you have a person that you've been with and you want to
yeah.
fuck them every day, and then you got somebody you've been with that it's, occasionally. So it's
I'm just saying, like,
well,
I
what
think
happened?
like
I said the fucking every
we
day.
have
This
to
is feeling
normalize.
unapologetic,
We have
girl.
to normalize conversations about sex. And because it's an intimate act between two people, you have to have really normal conversations about it. Women do not feel like sleeping with you if they're irritated with you.
Then say
And
that
if they
shit. Be like, I'm
are,
fucking irritated with you, and I don't feel like you. I don't want you to touch me.
and so they're like, "Oh, is it because I didn't
But
take
just,
the trash
but
out?"
just
Oh
lay
my
there
God.
and
Like,
let me get my turn. No, let me stop.
no, that's not how it works. That's not
I'm
how
playing.
any of
It's a
this
joke.
works.
No. I don't
It
do
was
that shit. I'm playing around. I'm playing
like,
around. But I'm just saying, listen, it's not cool, because some women do it and some women abuse that shit. And I know guys that, they were abused with the shit to the point where, the marriage fell. And that's not okay. Like, if it's some shit, you got to get over this shit. Get it over, throw that shit
some
over.
people need to go to therapy. Like,
Right. And
fine.
maybe that's where they need to
Yeah.
head. But like I said, sex can't be, and sex is, listen, the pussy, let me say that, is a weapon, and women use that even to get their bills paid, to do fucking, it's like a shotgun, real shit. They use it.
True.
Hey, listen, I know you guys don't like the shit that's coming out, but it's true. Women use that shit. There's women all over that are using their vagina as a fucking, it's like a weapon, or like a robbery, motherfucker. Robber, I'm gonna come.
So are
They
guys.
won't sleep with the
There are
guy.
lots
No,
of
listen, they won't sleep with the
escort
guy
versions,
first,
like,
but they will let him pay some shit and play him, pay the car note, pay the shit, and then he's seeing her in the little shorts and shit, so he's feeling it, and he's a dumbass, because it has power over them. It's like a weapon. It has power over them. Somebody got a pistol to your head, and you like, do this shit, and he goes, all right, I'm gonna go to the bank and get that ATM, get the cash, I'll pay your card note, because he thinks I'm going to sleep with her. So she's using it, and she knows that, and she doesn't have any intention on fucking a guy, and she gets all her shit. This is real shit. I've seen guys do it. Sugar daddies. There's not a lot of sugar mamas out there.
Whatever.
There's not a lot.
Okay.
You a sugar mama?
No.
All right. Hey, you a sugar mama? But listen.
me? No.
All right, so there's a lot of
I like
sugar
to say
daddies.
I can take care of myself, but
they have websites made for this purpose. They don't have sugar mama websites for guys. They have sugar daddies.
Into it.
Huh?
Into it.
I got a buddy. Listen, real shit, real and unapologetic. I ain't gonna say his name, but my buddy, he's one of the guys on it. He makes good money. He's, you know what I mean, up in that $500,000 bracket shit, and he's on that shit, sugar daddy shit, sugar daddy. And listen, it's real shit. This is the shit that goes on, and women use that shit. They use it. They go searching and seeking these guys. That's a weapon right there. And so, yeah, it's causing a lot of problems. The pussy has caused problems. We need to ban the pussy.
I don't see how that's a weapon when someone is like
using it to
willingly taking out their money and giving it to someone.
It's a weapon. Like if I had a gun and I
put it in my head
at the ATM machine and they took out their money.
That's e-commerce. That's not.
So that's a pussy exchange. So she got a e-commerce. Okay, so isn't that like she's a hooker though? Would you consider her a hooker?
I am not. in the
I'm just
market
asking a
for
question. I want you guys just. I know you guys. You know, women's rights and shit. You don't
my
want to, but
toy is
real shit.
free. I already paid for it.
I'm just saying. So you don't. I mean, listen. That's women use their pussy inappropriate. Then they don't like when guys approach them on that level. You know what I'm saying? So you got to stop using it like that. Women got to stop. Real shit. We can't just change men and be like Cuomo's bad. Hey, bad Cuomo. And then all these women are running around doing the same shit as Cuomo. Like we can't just.
Women have to give themselves more credit too. And there's a comedian. You know, I'm big on Patrice over there.
Right.
And he had at one of his stand-ups, he asked a question in the audience. He was like, all right, he said, I just want to prove something right now. And he was like, look, women, and I want you all to shout out the answers. If there was a horrible accident and they had to give you a pussy amputation, how would you keep your man? And he said, only women can answer. Women was like, give him more blow.
Wait. Let's like you should have asked them, you know, K&A. You should have did that. That's what you should have, you know.
But women shouted out, give him more blow jobs. I'll start doing anal sex. Maybe I'll lube up under my underarm. I'll bring in another girl. They were shouting out everything. And the point that he was trying to make is that women, they just classified themselves as a series of holes. That's all they thought of themselves. And he said, and we're the bad guys? Y'all think of yourselves like that. He said, not one of y'all said, oh, I learned how to play the games with you on Xbox. Right. Oh, I learned how to shoot pool with you. Oh, I'll take up photography because you like photography. All they thought about it, he said, what would you do to keep your man?
Right. So they assumed that,
every woman in the audience that shouted out, it has something to do with the vagina or sex. So he's like, why are we the bad guys? If we think about, y'all think about yourselves like that.
So that's what you're all reacting to. I don't understand why you're getting upset with us calling out. You shouldn't be upset if it's true. I don't. So I think like that's like, yeah. I mean, if that's what you're reacting to, my ex is really into cars. And I just did not go to one car meet with him one time out of the 13 years we were together. And that's all he ever talked about was the one time I didn't go. And I think like, you know, for me, I think like there's different levels of communication between like male and female. And that's why you really have to know someone and be able to kind of classify what is important to you. Like if you are only reacting to intimate acts, like, then that's to women what they're going to reference to. So y'all getting mad, but I'm like, but that's true, though.
I don't think and I can speak
I
for
mean, do you want me to just come and hang out with you and read about books and watch a movie and then go home? Like, I'm all about that. Like, I wouldn't have to take another shower. I don't have to do anything. Like, that's like cool with me. But like, in my experience, that's not really like the norm. So,
well, not all men just think about that though. That's not, you know what I mean? It's true. It's true.
I mean, you're getting upset, but it's true.
Fucking true. No. But listen, let's jump into the real take. See, you want to what's on the real take?
The Mario Cuomo sex harassment allegations, and we kind of touched on that earlier. I mean, what's appropriate? I mean, I haven't actually read every single thing about what every woman is accusing them of, but most of it is just, to me, and I could be wrong, it's just one woman said he touched me on the small of my back. I mean, maybe I'm just being a guy, but what's the problem with that? That's the only thing she's charging me. He touched me on the small of my back when we were in the office. Is that totally wrong all the time? I mean, sometimes.
Well, all right. Let me say something. The small of the back, it represents a
little too intimate of a.
It's a little too intimate, and it represents to them like you kind of, what's the word, man? Like, I don't want to
Trying
use the
to
word.
own them.
Trying to own them, take over. It's like like bringing them, like, yeah. Yeah, that's what it means. Yeah.
I tell everyone,
shoulder, or like you
your
can
hand.
do the back of the elbow, but the smaller the back is a little more intimate. I agree with that. It's a little, it's ownership. It's ownership, and it does mean that. It represents that. To women, it represents that. You know what I'm saying? But to men don't. Yeah, it's. So, let me say, all right, these are my thoughts on Cuomo. Being that close to him, and everything that's going on behind this stuff with, with Trump and all this shit and everything with means you talked about it, see. I believe that's the reason why all this stuff is going on. Every time they want somebody out of office, then let's have the women attack him. They'll bash him, and then he'll get out of office because nobody will want him there once you have the women behind you. You know what I mean? They did it with Bill Cosby. Once you have the women behind you, it's a wrap for the guy. Real shit. So is it wrong? Is he wrong? If he's doing something foul, yeah, he's wrong. But again, I think there's a different agenda behind this. I think there's another agenda. And then why is she that close? She said that the aide said that he tried to kiss her. Why is she that close to him? Why is she allowing him? Why is that person in that? She even in his space like that? That's what I would ask. Like, why are you in that space where did he just walk up and try to kiss you, or you were just in his space that much where you shouldn't be that close to the man? You know what I mean? So you got to look at the woman as well. You can't just blame men for these things. These women, they know these are men of power, and men of power are attractive to women. They don't want the broke guy. They don't want the guy. They want the guy that's running the shit. You see it in the movies. The women be like, I'm not fucking with the help. You know what I'm saying? So they want the man of power. And I get it. You guys may go, oh, no, yeah, it's true. Women you guys love the guy that leads and has the power, the more aggressive guy. So then he's coming off like that because that's what the women in office, they probably are looking at him like that. And did he take it too far? Is maybe trying to go kiss or whatever? Yeah, maybe. But maybe she's been offering that, like in her stance and how she carries herself around the office and what she wears. You can't wear certain shit to office. I've seen women wear shit to office that they shouldn't be wearing. Real shit. Your titties all out in office. You shouldn't be wearing that shit if you don't want men looking. No, I know you guys don't like this, but you should not be wearing your titties out and if you don't want men looking at you a certain way.
I should have hung up before we started talking about Cuomo.
No, I want you to get into it because
let's talk.
So you think, let me ask you this. So this is a question. So women, it's okay for women. She got to, let's use a word, and real unapologetic. She got big titties and she wears, she got the cleavage all out in the office and the titties all out, and then expect men not to look at her or come over her cubicle. I've seen guys standing over the fucking cubicle. I know what the fuck they're doing. She knows what they're doing. She came in office like that this morning. Or you see the girls that wear the tight shit. Listen, it's not okay. You don't want a man looking at you like that. I don't think you should carry yourself like that and wear certain clothing to the office. You want a man to respect you. You have to come in and look as you're professional, not your titties and shit all out and or your nipples and your bra. I've seen women dress a certain way, and that's why they get that attention. So I know. Shake your heads. It's cool. I'm with it. But
I mean, the question I really want to ask is that, I mean, in a lot of cases, there is only the man and the woman who actually know what went on. A lot of cases, there's nobody else around. So I guess my real question is, why does the woman's word have so much validity over the guy? Mm-hmm. When it's the only two people that really know what went on. And I'm saying, like with Cuomo, that there's extenuating circumstances as far as people wanting him out of office. That there's, let's look at Trump's people. Trump has two guys who actually want to run for the governor of New York. Why does he want them to become governor of New York? Because when those charges are brought up, the governor can pardon them. with Letitia James coming after him with all the charges he has in New York, the governor can come out of him. And Trump has deep pockets. So all I'm saying is that you have to look at some of the other circumstances that are coming along with this. And again, sometimes, if she didn't say, you know what, you just touched me on the small of my back, don't do that again. Now, if he goes and does it again, yes, you know what, bring him up. But if she never mentioned it, then how is he supposed to know that he made her feel uncomfortable?
Right.
This is like probably too much. There's too many things that are in play here. There's socioeconomic status. So here is someone in a position of power who is a governor and overseeing like a office. So he has a say in who his staff is. So if you are living in New York in minimum wage, like let's not even go into like what it takes to live in New York, because I'm sure you guys know. So if you're in socioeconomics as a female, and especially a female of color, you are severely underpaid, you're having a hard time finding a job, and you are going to put up advances. As someone that had to go through that in my lifetime, women put up with a lot of shit, and it just gets to the level where it's like, you know what? We have to hold leaders accountable, whether they're admirable or not. People in power need to be held accountable for being pillars of example of how to be leaders, male or female, whether or not they're really saving like New York from a pandemic. Like, it's inappropriate. If 6 women are saying he is inappropriate and 4 of them are true, why are we only going to focus on like, but what about him? I think like that's a whole different narrative that needs to be, we have to get into a real conversation of like, why didn't the women say anything? I brought up accusations of assault 4 years after because of safety reason. Like, I was just afraid. Like, I was literally afraid. I didn't want this person threatened my family. This person threatened my friends. And I wanted some sort of like reassurance that I was safe. So it's like, I think the safety is a thing that women, like, there's a survey that came out. It's like a health magazine, and it surveyed 5,000 women. And they said for 24 hours, what would you do? For 24 hours, men would disappear from the earth. What would you do with that 24 hours? 90% of them said that they would go walking after 6 p.m. when it was dark. And I think that's like so sad. You feel, I live in Oak Cliff, Bishop Arts, and it's a great neighborhood, but I don't walk anywhere after 6 p.m. When it's dark, that's just something I was taught. It's something that, it's part of my like genre. That is a social narrative and construct that has been passed down to me and passed down to my mom and passed down to that. There's just so much more in play. Like, you can't just say like, oh, what about the guy? Fuck the guy, man. Andrew Cuomo is going to be set for life. If the man did something inappropriate, he can go. He can live his legacy of someone that was a great governor, but you know what? Made a couple of bad decisions and needs to pay his penance. Like, we should not tolerate inappropriate behavior, because that's how we got a president like President Trump. We kept raising the bar of, oh, that's not tolerable. Okay, let's lower it a little bit so we can publish it, and keep lowering it. Literally now we're calling people racist things and doing all this kind of shit because we tolerate people with power doing inappropriate things.
I get it.
That's why we have policies and procedures for these types of conditions, to protect people that don't have a voice. So, feminist out. I think he deserves to go. Goodbye, Cuomo. And Pierce Morgan and fucking Donald Trump.
Shit.
To say it.
All right, well.
I told you, you were asking for trouble. I'm like, ooh.
No, you know what?
The content.
Well, you guys got to say something. If you're not saying nothing, then you're enabling it. You're allowing it. So you got to say something. You got to speak up. I know you said 4 years later, you're afraid. You got to stop. You got to say something. You got to say something.
Wow. This is why I believe in carrying guns now. I was not
carry a gun or just
like what I'm going.
Don't risk your life for a couple of bucks. Say something and leave a job. That's it.
Like, why do I have to go out there and buy a gun because of a man who could not control himself? Like, that is something that we need to have conversations about. That's not my fault. I don't go out and having my tits out, and I literally go out covered up. I know exactly what to wear.
Let me
I'm
say
an
this. I know
HR.
there's guys out there that are
I
like,
don't invite attention.
no. I know there's
That
guys
makes
out there
sense.
that's a little off. You know what I mean? But some women are going out there and they're inviting attention. You said you don't. Some women are going out there. So then, guys, you got the ones that are not wrapped too tight. Then they're thinking that another woman that's dressed like that, she's the same way. So then they'll approach her with that same intent, thinking like, oh damn, the other girl was like this.
That's not the
The
woman's
same
fault.
shit.
That's the man.
I get it.
There
I
needs
get
to
it.
be ownership on a
But there needs to be
man to
some
be
shit on
appropriate.
the dress code too, because some of the shit that women wear it's not appropriate for. It's not. Some of the shit I've seen. Fucking who was wearing some shit?
Still not an invite.
Listen, Kardashian. She had a
For all
fucking
the men
thong
that-
on with see-through spandex. Like some shit you just don't.
For
You don't start
for all
selling
the
this
men that
shit
are
and start
listening,
buying it.
what women wear is not an invitation.
No,
for
it's not an
approach.
invitation, but they're
Or
going to
assault.
listen.
It's never an invitation for assault.
It's not. But if I wear a steak on my fucking head and there's a tiger out there, I'm asking for trouble. I'm asking for it. And that's it. I'm sorry. You should not wear certain shit if you don't want to be approached a certain way, because everybody's not in their right minds. And you have to understand that some motherfuckers are snapped. They are on that show Snapped. And that show is actually about women who are crazy. But some of them, you know, guys, the guys, they're not in their right mind. So you have to raise your daughters to say, listen, like don't wear certain shit. Everybody's not rap tight. Everybody's not going to see you the same way you see the world. Some people see the world fucking, it's crazy, so they do crazy things. So you have to dress appropriately when you're at the office, or if you're going out, like you said, a late run. Certain shit you don't wear. You don't want to attract that kind of attention, so you don't do it. I know you go, oh well, what women wear shouldn't be, but guess what? There's crazy motherfuckers out there. So if you want to save your life, don't wear that shit. And that's what you have to do. You want men to follow a certain rule. Women have to follow a certain rule as well. They have to follow that same rule and say, okay, we can't wear certain shit if we know these guys are crazy. Why am I going to put myself in harm's way if I know these guys are going to fucking snap and he's going to lose his mind when he sees this? Well, then I'm going to blame him for me wearing some shit that was a little bit inappropriate when I wouldn't wear it around my father. I wouldn't wear it around my mother, but I wear it outside here. And these same women wouldn't wear this shit around their mother or father, because I've asked them before, would you wear that around your mother or father? Oh, no. Well, why would you wear it around anybody else then if you think it's okay? Oh, well, what I wear is, listen, we have to be responsible all the way around. We can't just keep blaming men, because at the same time, like I said, a woman has to take responsibility as well. She has to be just as responsible as a man.
The person that commits assault is always wrong. That is never
Listen, I get it. I'm not saying that the guy's not wrong. I'm saying you have to help out as well as a woman. You have to make sure your titties are not out, your nipples are not out. That's just not appropriate. It's not. I'm just being real.
God, no.
I think what Rif is trying to say.
No, I'm saying exactly how I'm saying it. See,
all right.
Listen, I don't give a shit about that. Go ahead.
And since we have women here, they can give us the answer. When women dress like that, like Rif said, titties out, ass out, real short skirt, do you agree they're dressing like that for the attention? Yes or no? It's an attention thing. They know that they're going to attract attention. Yes or no?
But is that a reason to assault them, though?
No, nobody's saying that. I'm not saying that either.
I'm not saying it's a reason.
No.
We're asking, is it for attention?
You wearing that because you think you're going to attract the attention of this guy.
Right.
15 other guys who are like, oh yeah, they're going to be attracted too. So you can't just dress to attract the attention of thinking you're going to attract the attention of a certain person.
Right.
You're going to get attention from everybody.
From the ones that are not sane. So you're going to get the sane guy you're looking at, and then you're going to get the insane guys as well.
I'm not saying it's a reason to assault somebody.
It's not, but you're talking about somebody who's not in their right mind. So wouldn't you make sure you're...
What you wear in some cases. As a person that has dealt with certain things, as Kay, there are situations where you can be fully freaking clothed.
Yes.
I get it.
Have everything covered up.
There's some horn dogs.
Has a mindset to do something, they're gonna do it regardless if no skin is shown.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is, don't put yourself. I don't think women should put themselves in situations that invite it even more. Just bypass it. Shit. Don't put yourself in that situation. That's what I would. I teach my daughters. Like, listen, I get it. You guys should be able to wear what you want to wear, but some shit you don't want to do it. If you know, like that song, "The Freaks Come Out at Night," and it's 1 o'clock at night, and you out there by yourself, and you know what comes out. You shouldn't be going for a jog right now. Maybe it's not the time. Maybe go get a treadmill, run on a treadmill. It's not the same thing, but you have to protect yourself. And I'm telling you, there are some crazy people in the world that you have to protect yourself from. Now, either you want to do it or you don't. But at the end of the day, you get bopped upside the head. You can't say that Rif did not tell you and warn you, because I'm not telling you what women should be able to wear what they want to wear. Okay. But at the same time, be responsible and know that there are dangerous people that they don't have same minds. So they're not thinking the way you're thinking.
So let's hold those dangerous people accountable. So when they do those microaggressions of like the little hand on the small of your back and a big little titty grab, they need to be held accountable, because one day it will turn to assault and it becomes too late to save the person that was assaulted. I think that's the problem, is like we keep allowing these microaggressions of micro assaults, and it leads into a larger assault. Like, it does. So that's why people are like, "Oh, Andrew Cuomo's been great. Like, we should let him go." Like, yeah, one day he's probably going to rape someone, and everybody's going to be like, "We had no idea. We didn't see it coming." The signs are there. Like, human behavior is a cosmic buildup of like small and. You know what?
Then I need to report a lot of women that have sexually harassed me because of I get sexually harassed. I'm being real shit. And no, I get sexually harassed when I don't want to even talk. I'm being real with you. I was out of town, one word, working a contract, about 5 women, I told you, and came and found me. I don't know them. I didn't know them from anywhere. Nurses, all kind. Boom. Hey, oh, you doing good? How you doing in here? Knocking on the window on the glass. The thing is, men, and that's the problem. Men don't speak up, but maybe we need to, because we'll show the world that it's not just men. That is women as well. I know we're focusing on men because when you look at the numbers, the stats look, oh, it's women. Women are going through this shit, but men are going through this shit as well. We just don't speak up. And
we just need to normalize all conversations.
Right. We need to normalize it.
Inappropriate. Right. We just need to, because right now the script is that women are men are the aggressors. So when it's flipped the other way around, it's kind of like a joke. Like you said it, like, oh, this guy's being a pussy. You're part of that narrative too.
I'm with it. But let me ask you a question. I know we were talking about clothing. Now we got women that wear those spandex, right? And they go right in your ass. So then it looks like you don't got nothing on. Whatever they call. I don't know the terminology. I'm just saying they got the little thing that goes in the ass though. They got the new ones, the shit like straps in the ass. So it just makes the shit just wobble all day.
Exactly what I wear.
No, real shit. So you got that. Now imagine a guy. How would you look at a guy? He's like, I got a big thing, he's going boom, and he gets they make some stuff that cuts his thing, so now you can see the print. Would that be okay? I'm just being real. Would that be okay to y'all? Or would it be inappropriate?
I'm fine with it.
You would be fine with it. So y'all would be like, oh shit. So guys wearing that shit would be okay.
I mean,
y'all would have a fucking fit. Stop.
Why?
I'm not gonna walk by a guy.
This is when I'm
grab his ass and be like, "Hey."
We're on the same show, but I don't think we're hearing the truth.
I've heard some of them conversations.
Right. Right.
I've heard some of those conversations. So
come on. So you guys, it's a complete double standard where if guys were doing the same shit women are doing, guys will be looked at like, oh, he's fine, he's coming out like that, this and this, that he shouldn't wear that. But women do it, it's like, oh, she shouldn't be accused of that. It's okay. She can wear what she wants to wear. But a man should too. He should be able to come out just however he wants to. Yeah.
Nobody said you couldn't.
But see, the
That's what
thing
he
is,
said.
men, we won't wear shit like that because we respect
Because
ourselves
you
and we respect
shame
women.
each other. I
No,
could hear another like Reef going in the background going, "Oh, Reef, you're a pussy." That's someone else is
we wouldn't be
playing into
pussies.
that
But
narrative.
I'm just saying, if we were showing off and like
Someone's saying it.
emphasizing our body parts as far as like meaning our sexual or like organ parts, like women do what they have in you know, they had the fucking camel print. They had a camel print. I mean, real shit. They had a camel print all out, and you like, oh, you can see the goddamn vagina. We talking about pussies today.
As someone that wears leggings every day and it's like her uniform, like that's like literally 90% of my pants.
What
I
I'm
don't
saying
wear
is,
leggings for guys.
I'm not saying you
or
went for guys. They're
attention.
relaxing. They're comfortable. I'm saying if men walked around
Right.
like that, you guys would comment and say, especially if your kid walked in a store and here come this guy coming down the aisle in this cereal aisle and he got this big ass dick and he's walking down with his goddamn spandex on with the printout, you're gonna be like, you're gonna say something to your daughter like, don't look over there. Trust me, you will. But because men don't do it, we can skate on it and go, no, I won't do that. That's not this, because men are not doing that shit because we actually have respect. We don't run around like that. We don't emphasize so why do women think they have to do that to even be sexy? Because they really don't. I have to do that.
It's kind of like you guys are. It's like women.
Society is selling you that shit. They're selling you that to put you on the market, and it's
makeup.
But you said something to
like,
see. Listen, Kay. You said something to see about the what you said. Oh, where do you get all this information from? Because it's men that are with the magazines and all that. But those are men that are putting that kind of clothing out as well. They want to see you in that shit.
Listen, let's normalize the fact that women don't dress up and put on makeup for guys all the time. Like
all the time. You said all the time. The word
all the time. So so if I'm gonna go and see someone, I'm obviously going to like dress up. But if I am going out to the grocery store or doing something, sometimes I just put on something nice because I bought it. I spent money on it, and I haven't worn it in 9 months.
I'm talking about the stuff that's very provocative, that insinuates you. And
hey, I might get some catcalls.
No, I'm with it, but I'm saying you can't.
I feel good whether or not I get catcalls. Like I don't invite it, but I wore this for myself. I'm not wearing this to impress anybody. I'm not wearing this to like. I think like there needs to be a normalized like women don't go out and be like go today, get a date. That's not a thing. Need to get over that. Women actually get out of bed, and that is not the thing that they give a shit
being marketed
about.
on IG. Y'all care about the shit, obviously, because that's what women are doing on there.
Men, like vanity, like that's the thing. It's like that. Let's normalize it. Like this is not. None of this is for men. Like this is not. It's not all about you.
So that's for she has 30,000 followers, and her Cash App on here, and it's not for men.
Hey, that's for men. That's being capitalized on. If she's smart enough to actually pay for it. I'm literally sitting here going, why didn't I think of that? And put like my Venmo.
Right. But what I'm saying is we can't get upset that we got the creeps out there, though. We got the creeps out there. So you have to be careful. That's what I'm saying.
I'm upset that I didn't do that. I'm not smart enough. I should have monopolized the shit out of my like Bumble. $20 to get me to just talk to you, and then another $120 for me to just show up on a date. Like, I'm just pissed off that I'm not smart enough to have done that before. But I think like
it's okay for them to do this shit, but you see, this is why guys, honestly, guys have to step the fuck up. Like, we have to start new shit. Me three. And get on some shit because we got to start this thing. Start telling
because you're such victims.
What you're saying is true.
Real shit.
What you're saying is true. Well, like Kay said, if guys don't report it, then it never really happens.
It never really happened, right?
I'm here to tell you, it happens a lot more than everybody thinks.
I believe you. I believe you. As someone in HR, I totally believe you.
Nah, go ahead.
I don't know if I ever told you this, but one time I'm shopping and I come out of Stop and Shop and loading my groceries in the back of the car, and I see this elderly lady and she's limping and she got a shopping bag, right? So out of kindness in my heart, I said, Miss, are you okay? She was like, no, I was just coming over to you, and I was going to see if you could. I only live down the block. Could you help me down the block? So I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. Put her groceries in the car. I got her in the car, driving down the car, and she just looking at me while I'm driving. So I get to, she lived in this old folks home, so we get there. I drive to the door, and then she goes, I just want to thank you so much. What do we do now? And I'm like, excuse me? She was like, what do we do now? And I'm like, what, you want me to help you with your groceries to the door? She was like, no, I want you to come up. I'm like, what? She's like,
oh my God.
Why are you so surprised? She was like, I'm 83 years old, but I still rock and roll.
Huh?
And then she gets out the car and she ain't limping no more.
Wow.
I'm like,
what were you wearing, C?
Yeah, you was wearing those pants.
Wearing like some tight spandex.
That's what I'm saying. He was wearing the pants. You was wearing the pants.
I'm just saying
you were asking for it because you were showing what you were wearing.
I was asking for it because I was
you were asking for it, C.
You had them shopping bags.
But it happens a lot more than people. And I'm like, yo, Shay, maybe that's what we got to do. Maybe we got to start right. Start reporting everything that happens to you.
Trust me, they're not gonna like the shit though. If guys did the shit, they will be upset. Trust me.
Yeah, women need to be held accountable because they got away with it. They will be upset.
There's a lot of shit, right?
They're like, people show up from the trauma that they have already received before.
Right.
And so when people are showing up and they're saying those things to you, it's either been done to them or they've been traumatized in one way. So if we keep enabling that type of acts and not holding people accountable and stopping it, it's just going to keep rolling into.
No, we need to change it. We need to change it up. No, we do. Serious. I'm for the guys, man. I'm a team. I'm on the guys' team. I represent the man. That's why I started. Hey, listen, this conversation was big to me because I want to change the way men approach things, the way they get talked about. I don't like to hear it. I don't like to hear men. I believe men are greater than what what they're showing the world, what's being portrayed, because we're greater. We're greater than that. You know what I'm saying? As far as even getting a woman to the climax or respecting her space, respecting her body, regardless of what your situation is. Men are greater than that. And I know that. But like I said, maybe it's the macho shit. They're afraid of what the fellas are going to say. But maybe they need this discussion to open things up. So, you know, it travels and it gets around the world where people start getting comfortable and having these what they call inappropriate conversations. You know what I mean? But they need to have these conversations. They need these. We need these, you know. So, yeah, we at the end right now. You guys want to add anything, you know, on the end? And you can say something. Say it now.
I'm going to say, like, there are guys, for all the guys that are listening, definitely take a hint. For the women, there are definitely lots of guys out there. So don't waste your time trying to, like, see if they're not listening, move on. But this is why God gave you toys.
Novelty. Yeah, you want to close out with something? You good? Yeah. All right. That was the 40-year-old virgin.
She gonna get you. She gonna get you, Rif. Watch out.
I've had a whole Me Too movement outside. Like, look out the window. 30 women out there with picket signs.
It was nice meeting you, Rif. He's like gonna have his obituary in 2 weeks.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm just going to end with, guys. Look, you got to leave that ego at the door when it comes to, you know, pleasing your woman. Be open, listen, observe, and you got, like I said, just leave that ego out the door, because according to this poll, it ain't happening like you think it's happening.
Right.
All right, 70%. That's
fucking, the numbers are bad. So get off them courts and go back in the bedroom, man.
And open up a conversation. You know, find out what she likes, what she doesn't like. You know, talk. You know, don't just assume. You know,
assumption is what is the mother of all fuck ups, right? Yeah. All right, man. So this is a wrap. Thank you for watching another episode of the Real and Unapologetic Podcast, episode 11. Thank you.
You can do everything. If you got an Apple Watch, you got an Apple phone, and you got the Apple Glass, you straight.
Yo.
You straight. I mean, this Apple Glass, I mean, it's using technology that you saw in movies. Remember that movie, The Minority Report,
right?
With Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
And he on the screen and he just moving shit like this.
Right.
That's what you're gonna be able to do with the Apple Glass. You know, you're gonna be able to read.
They're gonna be almost like VR.
Yeah, you're looking through your Apple glasses, and you pull up your emails. You want to go to the next one? You just raise your hand in front of your glasses, swipe it to the left.
That's tight as shit. I can't wait, yo. You know that's gonna change.
Another app, just like your iPhone. You see your iPhone screen right in front of you. You reach your hand in front of the Apple Glass, touch the app you want to open up, and you see it on your glasses.
That's fucking killer, yo.
You know,
as soon as they come out, I'm on those, yo.
Yeah, you're using your navigation system. You see the map on your glasses telling you which way to go, how many feet. Yo, that joint is a game
changer. Yo, that's
and I'm saying
I'm
for the price point, it's only going to be $4.99.
That's killer. I paid for that for my regular glasses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. For your reading, you know, your glasses, your eyewear.
And it'll cost a little extra if you got to get prescription lenses, but still.
But I'm getting them. I'm on those because those are hot. I like that. Yo, those are tight right there.
I think they said it was going to be rumored that you'll have speakers in the back of the ear part.
Tight.
So that's it.
Yo, that's killer, yo.
That's it for $4.99.
$4.99, that's killer.
They're looking at a possible release date. Some people are saying maybe around Christmas or early in 2022.
Yo, either way, I'm on those, yo. Those is right there, man. What they call Apple Glass, right?
Apple Glass.
Apple Glass. You heard that on the Real and Unapologetic podcast. Make sure you cop those. Look forward to those in December, Christmas time or early, January, February, whatever. But bottom line, get on those, man. And also watch that Apple stock because that shit's gonna make that shit shoot up. That's gonna be crazy as well. Yeah, because you know how many people gonna buy those? Those are going,
Apple stock split when in July.
Yeah, that shit's gonna kill. Yeah.
Well, Apple stock is affordable, people. Y'all better just jump
on it now. Yeah, because soon as them glasses pop, that shit's going up. Because everybody gonna hop on those. You got adults. You know what I mean? You got it's like the watch, but except better than the watch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's because I didn't really I like big faces, yo. I didn't really get into the Apple Watch. I got the Samsung, the Galaxy Watch though. I didn't get into the Apple Watch. But I'll get those fucking glasses because I love eyewear.
Yeah,
nice eyewear, that's tight. And then you can put them, put your lenses in them, prescription lenses. Oh, that's killer, yo.
Yeah,
that's killer. And you can see all your apps. That's killer. That's killer.
And what happened was it seems like you remember Google was supposed to come out with them first, but then they scrapped that idea. Actually, the name was supposed to be the same. It's supposed to be Google Glass. Basically, Apple just. Once they scrapped the project, they just snatched up their people and took some of the guys from NASA who were in charge of head up displays and VR.
Oh, okay.
They came in and snatched those guys. The guy that's actually heading the Apple Glass project, he's got a staff of 1,000 working on it, and they all top of the line people. So this is going to be some.
Yeah,
nice
that's some big shit.
Hardware, man.
Yeah. That's I'm on those. I can't wait for those to come out.
Well, folks, it's time to kick it old school.
We're going to change it for today. It's actually the come up of the day.
Oh, the come up of the day. All right.
Yo, everybody knows Jeff Bezos and his wife got a divorce last year.
Yeah.
Guess what?
What?
Just remarried. $53 billion. And she married a Seattle school teacher. Tell me that's not a come up.
Come up. What the fuck? So
tell me that's not a come up.
She got 53 billion.
She got 53 billion.
See, cause this is the shit that we were talking about last time. Cause come on, man.
53
billion and not a school teacher dude. Go get the fucking on, man.
Now the school teacher dude is up in there.
He making like 40,000. Now he's worth fucking 30 billion. Yo, yeah.
Yo, he could turn the tables around for us.
Right, he could turn the tables around.
2 years and be like, I want half.
I want half. Right. and he'll get it because he makes less.
That's it.
That's killer, yo. That's what the fucking J-Lo dancer did to her. Remember, he's still getting checks. Yeah.
Yep. What you call him? What's his name? Kevin Federline did this. He's still getting checks from Britney Spears.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Cats is still. Hey, I don't think I got that shit in me though, cuz I'm not built like that. I am. I don't want to do that shit, man. I'd rather, and now I don't even agree with that shit. So I don't want half of their shit, and I don't want them having half of mine. I give them 10%. Like I said, my number's gonna stay there. 10% of 100 and what he had, 160 billion or some shit.
Yeah.
10%. She get what? 16 billion.
Yeah. No.
She's fucking. Yeah, she good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo. But all right, no, that's the come up of the day, man. Again, that's on the Real and Unapologetic Podcast with your boy Rif and your boy C. Make sure you watch the video on our YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the Apple Podcasts on your Apple, or if you got the podcast app, you got to go to the podcast app store. The podcast. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. The podcast. What is it? Let me see. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys right now. All right, here we go right there. So you're going to see us right there, man. We in the podcast store right there. We got us. We going to get us. Yeah. So all you got to do is subscribe to us, and you're going to see us on 22 other different platforms. That's what I'm working on now for us. So me and C going to be all across everything, man. And then, you guys we need your help to help build this platform, to help us grow, we need subscribers. We need y'all to stay committed. You know what I mean? Help us grow this, share it, go to the IG page, follow us on IG. I'm gonna build the Facebook page. I'm working. We putting it together.
That's something y'all want to talk about. We know there's a lot everybody wants to talk about out there, but they might be scared or they don't have the platform to do it. Hey, this is Real and Unapologetic. We don't give a fuck what you want. Just tell us.
Right, folks.
We talking
time
about
to kick it old school.